Hello everyone, it's Dawn and welcome back. And today I'm going to be making the first in our series from PAPERCRAFT Society Box 38. And today I'm going to be using this little chap here, the one on the sled, and we're going to be making a sledding polar bear. So let's get started. So I have cut a 5x7 card base, and this is just a white card and it's a 300 GSM card. Now, if you're going to be making any kinetic or cards that have movement, kinetic means with movement, you will need a thicker card because it'll just help it to work better. So there's a bit of a tip for you. And I've used that stamp there. But if you're not a member of the PAPERCRAFT Society, or you can't wait to make something like this and haven't got your box yet, you can use any image you like. You don't have to use these. And I've used that die to cut it out. And when you get it, you'll see it that way. But just turn it over, put it over your stamp and cut it out. And there you go. So, the next thing we need to do is, I've already coloured my polar bear, because I'm sure you don't want to sit there forever watching me colour. And I've coloured mine with my coloured pencils. And what we need to do, I'm going to bring this in. I'll show you how I did this in a minute. I didn't use a die because I don't have one. Not for that anyway. But what I did, I grabbed myself a pencil and I wanted to work out where I wanted him to start. So I wanted him to start about there. So I've put a pencil mark there. And then I let him run down and I wanted to find out where I wanted him to stop. And indeed, I wanted him to stop about there. So let's put the pencil away. I can see that rolling off the table. So I'll put him back there for a moment. So once I'd got my pencil marks, what I used, you don't need a die. I've heard a lot of crafters and other people say, oh, you need special dies for that. No, you don't. All you need is an emery board or a nail file. One of these, or a lollipop stick will do if you can't find anything else. But I use my emery board. And I would suggest doing it on the back. I've got foam tape on the back just to save a bit of time. And what I did, I just laid that down like that, drew around it to there. Obviously I needed a bit more room, so all I did was once I got to the end, I slid it along and extended it. Then when I'd got the outline, I drew around it, and there is our slider element. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this thing together. I've also got a couple of other bits of embellishments, but nothing. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. I've got one of these other papers. These are one of the downloads. I think you get this in the pack. I can't remember. I've looked at it 100 times and I can never remember what's in it. But it's also available as a download. And I downloaded mine onto photo paper just because I wanted a bit of shine. And again, on the back, I've got some foam tape. Now, this is the super sticky foam tape. And it really is sticky. It's quite difficult sometimes to get the backing tape off because it just sticks to it. So I would suggest, once you've got the end, keep it low and pull it back. Don't pull it up because it'll probably just tear. So I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to line that up with that corner. It's easier to do this bit first. So that's what we're going to do there. And now we're going to put the mechanism together, which is the fun part. It's also the very easy part. So what you do, on the back, I've got, these are just these foam pads that you can, this isn't foam tape, these are foam pads. I just took two and I just cut just a touch. I'll see if I can break one of these off. So what I did, I took two of these and all I did, because that was a little bit wide to go in there, and I just cut just a tiny bit, the tiniest bit off like that. And I did that to two of my foam pads and I stuck them one on top of the other like that. And now what we're going to do, we're going to put that bit needs to go through that gap. So we're going to slide that through the gap like that. I'll just make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So if I line that up like that, that should be fine. I'm going to take the backing tape off. And it is super sticky. Now, to make this is just white 300 GSM card. And I've used a 1-inch paper punch to do this. Okay, it's a scallop paper punch, but that's okay. You won't see it, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. But you do have to make sure that it's a little bit wider than your runner, because otherwise it'll just pop through. And what we're going to do, we're going to lay that over there like that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take off the backing tape from around this foam tape here. This is foam tape, not foam pads. So foam pads really wouldn't be thick enough. So because this is the super sticky stuff, it does stick even to itself. So it can be a bit of a pain to get off, but never mind, we'll manage. And so we're just going to take this off slowly because of its stickiness. If you try and rip it off, it'll just stick to it. So it'll stick to your fingers as well, so don't worry about that. So we'll get there eventually. So there we go. We're going to just carefully peel that back like that. And there's just one more. And the other thing, when you're putting your tape on, make sure that that doesn't have any contact or get in the way of the mechanism, so that it doesn't touch it. Otherwise it'll get stuck and it won't slide, and that'll spoil the fun. So we're going to turn it over, bring our card back into the middle, and we're going to line it up. I'm going to line mine up from the bottom corners because I can see them easier. So I'm going to just line that up like that and put him down, just push it down like that. Now I've just got one more bit. There weren't any sentiments in this box, but that's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. We've all got sentiments in our stash. And I've just stamped in blue, celebrate the season. And the reason I've used blue, because it goes with the theme. So again, I've got this super sticky foam tape on the back, which I should have lifted, but there we go. There we go. We're going to take that off. And again, just make sure you don't put it where it's going to interfere with the mechanism. So I'm going to put mine in the corner. And then, when you stand him up, he will slide down there like that. So you stand the card up, the card will stand up quite nicely, and he will, I'll have to hold it flat because you won't see it because of the position of the camera, and he will slide down the hill like that. So, like that, wasn't that fun? So that's what he'll do. If you wanted that a bit bigger, you could have put it on a double foam tape and he'd slide even quicker, but that'll do, I think. So there we go, guys. There is the first project from PAPERCRAFT Society Box 38, and we have made a sledding sledding polar bear, sorry, and he'll come straight down the hill like that. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful, and that you can join me for the next one. And in our next project, we're going to be using one of the shaker squares, and we'll be making a shaker card, and we'll be using a different image from the set. So I hope you can join me for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Do take care, everybody. Have fun, stay safe, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.